This evening, I always appreciate it. It takes a sacrifice for people to get here and do this with their time, and we want to make this evening as worthwhile for all of you as we possibly can. My name is Florence Garibian, and I work for the California Environmental Protection Agency, Department of Toxic Substances Control. What I'm doing right now is really putting a higher priority. I'm doing various things within our department and with EPA, the Cal EPA, and the federal EPA to develop new programs for environmental justice, which is something that I have spent a good part of my career working on, both as a person working and doing public participation, doing inspections in places where there definitely are environmental justice issues, enforcement work that I've done. So I'm really very glad to be taking on this activity and really doing some new and exciting things in the area of environmental justice. My boss is a fellow named Gail Filter, and Gail Filter comes out of the experience of being a district attorney in Imperial County at one point in his career, and also being with the California District Attorneys Association. And he is a tremendous person who is really creative and doing very innovative things in this whole area of environmental justice. One of the things that we've done, for those of you who may not be familiar with this, early last summer, we did an environmental justice bus tour in Imperial County. And what we do when we do our tours is we turn to the people that live in the areas we go to, and we ask them to guide our tour, take us to those places where they feel they are being impacted by their environment, and then we either do our direct work, which is doing inspections, taking samples, and doing enforcement, and Ryan Atencio is going to give you an update on that work, or we network with other regulatory agencies to do our darndest to solve the problems that we see on these tours. We always come back out to the community again, so it's not a one-shot deal. We come back in 100 days and then we come back again, and in the case of Imperial, I think this is our fourth meeting with the community based on that initial work that we, or at least started up with that initial work that we did on that tour. Ultimately, we hope to have a citizens advisory task force that will put in place maybe a more formal structure for the work that we're doing, and we hope to be able to come to the point here in Imperial where we'll be able to do this. So what I want to do, we have a good agenda. Brian Atencio, I think you all received a document that is the annual report for our enforcement program at DTSC, and you see a very nice article in there regarding Ryan Atencio, who has really been the lead guy for this work that we're doing here in Imperial, and a lot of other information about our environmental justice work. So if you didn't get that report, let's try to make sure that you're able to get a copy of it later. There may still be some copies back there as well. What I want to do is I'd like to ask each of you to introduce yourself and tell a little bit about why you're here this evening. And you can say, just say whatever you feel like saying about what you anticipate we might be doing together this evening. And if possible, I'd like to start with this table here. If you could just introduce yourself and say a little bit about it. And you can do that in either Spanish or English. It's not fun.
Mi nombre es Antonio Campos y el motivo de estar aquí pertenezco a Civico. Mi motivo es estar aquí para enterarme de todas las sustancias que ha habido en nuestra comunidad. Antonio Campos.
My name is Antonio Campos, and the reason that I am here is to
Pertenezco a la Comite del Valle.
he belongs to the Comite,
Very good.
Y estoy aquí porque quiero enterarme de pues, todo lo que está sucediendo en nuestra comunidad.
and the reason that he's here is because he wants to be aware of what's happening around his community.
Very good. Thank you for being here.
Mi nombre es Julia Cuevas, soy residente de Calexico y
My name is Julio Cuevas. I reside in the city of Velez,
muy cerca del Río Nuevo
very close to the Imperial.
y quiero saber lo que está pasando con los químicos, con las sustancias, porque en mi familia hay varias personas enfermas.
And I would like to know what's happening with the substances and the chemicals, because in my family there are people that are sick.
Y pues esa es mi preocupación de que veo uno que, pues, los que están como mi nieta. Esta es mi nieta y tiene mucho tiempo que está enferma.
And that's what I worry about. She's my daughter, she's my granddaughter, and she's been sick for a while.
Y tengo una hija también que tiene asma por muchos años.
And I have a daughter too that has asthma for many years.
Y pues a mí me preocupa la salud de mi familia, ¿verdad? Porque pues ellos están empezando a vivir y ya tienen muchas enfermedades.
And I worry about the health of my family, because we were starting to lead their life, and they already have a lot of sickness.
Y sé que sí hay muchas sustancias y muchas cosas químicas en el Río Nuevo, porque yo vivo muy pegadito a él.
And I know that the New River, there's a lot of hazardous substances or toxins in the New River, because I live very close to nearby.
No puede uno ni salir ni para atrás a la yarda porque toda esa contaminación la trae el aire.
I cannot even go to my backyard because all the contamination comes from the river, is airborne, and we go by the wind.
Yo también tengo muchas alergias y pues hay veces que sale uno y se ahoga.
I have a lot of allergies, and sometimes you go out and you feel that you lost sugar.
Y hablo por toda la comunidad de Caléxico porque pues hay muchas enfermedades que realmente necesitamos que se solucione este problema del Río Nuevo.
And I speak for all the community in Calexico, because there is a lot of diseases, and we would like that we will be resolved.
Eso es todo.
Can I have her name once more?
J.U.
Mi nombre es Manuel Ayala.
My name is Olmedo.
Vivo en Calexico también, muy cerca del Río Nuevo.
I live in Calexico, very close to the river too.
Pues también vengo con el mismo problema. Yo también tengo mi hija que está enferma del asma, mis nietas también están enfermas del asma.
I come with the same problem with the reason that I'm here is because of the New River too. I have a daughter that have problem with asthma.
Y me gustaría que pues, se hiciera algo para limpiar esa contaminación que viene del Río Nuevo.
Would like something to be done with the New River, with all the contamination that it brings.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, my name is Manuel Silva, and I'm here with this group from Calexico. And the reason I'm here too is because we want justice from the environmental injustice that we're suffering in Calexico and all throughout the valley. And also I'm here to invite you to be part of this support that Assemblyman Victor Manuel Perez wrote, and this is for the New River Public Health Improvement Program. And later on, I'm going to pass the letter to you, and I would like you very much to give me your signature